Anyways, hello everyone, Zach Blue Spartan 107. I am back in Soul Calibur 6. I actually have to redo 2 of the stories in Soul Chronicle because I accidentally deleted that episode because I had uploaded another episode that was too early because it was part of the Libra of Soul's playthrough, and I hadn't uploaded the last part of the Soul Chronicle playthrough, so now I have to re-stream this and then re-edit it, then re-upload that one, so that way I put everything back in order before I can start the Libra of Soul playthrough on YouTube. So that's kind of annoying, but this won't take too long, which is good news, so. But unfortunately, my reaction is not going to be as authentic as it was in the original, so bear with me, guys.
Across all history, the truly strong remain shrouded deep in darkness, hidden from society. They carefully erase all traces of their existence, so that when later generations look back on history, it is as if they were never there. But sometimes, even the most perfect plans to erase one's tracks leave unexpected loose ends. This tome was one of those loose ends, left behind in charred ruins. What secrets lie within?
Zasalamel created me. A banal way to begin a tome, but writing down one's own history in a book is strange enough to begin with. I began writing this as an indulgent pastime, so I may as well enjoy myself. Now, about the cursed sword known as Soul Edge. I intend to record its secrets in this very tome. However, I must exercise caution. A fitting end awaits all who seek the cursed sword. Some may laugh and call this an exaggeration. Should anyone who has held that sword ever read this tome, though, I'm certain they'll agree with me. The origin of Soul Edge is a mystery. Legend says it was once an ordinary sword, void of any power. But after fighting on countless battlefields, it gathered a great deal of negative power until a curse fell upon it. That much is true. All who took Soul Edge in their hands became slaves to the blade, murdering until they bled their last drop of blood. That is why so few know of it, despite its appearances time and time again throughout history. Until, that is, an age long past, when there appeared a man with a mind powerful enough to resist the sword's control. He was known as the Hero King.
The thing about Zasalamel's story, though, is it's completely boring. It's just him giving off history, which is not exactly what I was expecting from a Zasalamel storyline, but oh well.
In that ancient age, great change came only through war. Thus, controlling Soul Edge meant ruling the world. The Hero King, being the man he was, one could say it was inevitable that he would bring peace to this warring world. I won't record the Hero King's name here. Someday I may decide the time is right to reveal it, but that time isn't now. It is said the Hero King lost Soul Edge due to his jealous son. After the Hero King killed his son, the spirit sword Soul Calibur was born from the remnants of the cursed sword. Indeed, the cursed sword and the spirit sword both come from the very same steel. While the name Soul Edge is known to a select few, the name Soul Calibur is known to almost no one. There is a reason the spirit sword was never revealed to the world. Some say the Hero King created the Spirit Sword, but the truth is that the Hero King risked his life and failed. Those who would carry on the dead king's wish and perfect Soul Calibur were to come later. They were known as the Guardians of the Spirit Sword. Like a thief in the night, they took the Spirit Sword and withdrew into the dark recesses of history. They told others of the Hero King's Spirit Sword, and that they were going into hiding to both prevent Soul Calibur from being used for evil, and to prepare for the threat of Soul Edge.
Mm-hmm. Because that's a thing. Alright, but I do kind of like that Zasalamel does fill in some extra history that people may not know, and it also continues to connect the canonicity of like Soul Calibur's 4 and I think 5 maybe in this, but you know, he mentions like the Hero King and Arcturus, which actually Arcturus originally appeared in Soul Calibur 2 technically by name and by use of the Charade character, but otherwise though, yeah, I love that they kept trying to keep that whole history going. So
the Guardians of the Spirit Sword only entrust Soul Calibur to a select few. One recent example was a king from medieval Europe. Born in Britain, the king used the Spirit Sword to rule a large swath of Europe. I'm skeptical as to whether the king ever truly existed, but assuming the tales are true, he was somehow connected with the Guardians of the Spirit Sword, from whom he received the blade. Also, it would be reasonable to assume the king fought with the one who possessed the cursed sword and won. After the king's death, though, no one knows what happened to the Spirit Sword. Perhaps we should assume it eventually found its way back to the Guardians of the Spirit Sword. But it should be noted that their power had dwindled greatly by that time. At the same time, there were those who awaited the second coming of the king. On the eve of the king's passing, a loyal knight set forth to find the Spirit Sword and restore the crown. That was the start of the secret society known as the Aval organization. They hid themselves well for a considerably long period of time. Not even I learned of their inner workings until quite recently. Sworn to the late king, the Aval organization sought the Spirit Sword and secretly assassinated all whom they deemed outsiders, those who were aligned with the cursed sword or did harm to humankind. A deeper look, however, reveals there was some unrest hidden below the organization's seemingly unshakable exterior.
And that's when, like, Aswell and Grove probably came into play. Probably not, though. He's probably not referring to that yet, but maybe he is. Actually, the timetable might be correct. So maybe he is referring to Aswell and, Grove.
After slumbering in the shadows of history, Soul Edge was awakened by the pirate Cervantes de Leon. Cervantes attacked the ship of one who had won Soul Edge at an auction. He stole the cursed sword and became its puppet. Soul Edge changes its form depending on its wielder. When Cervantes took up the cursed sword, it transformed into 2 blades. And after nearly 30 years of slumber, it caused that terrible catastrophe. Cervantes and the cursed sword were defeated by a female warrior, and one of the blades was destroyed. Shattering without coming in contact with the Spirit Sword was a first for Soul Edge. Immediately afterwards, the evil seed occurred. The evil within Soul Edge was unleashed upon the entire world. Why did the evil seed occur? What havoc did it wreak where it landed? Not even I have any way of discerning this. But one thing is certain. Ever since that day, the cursed sword's malfested kin have been swiftly multiplying. What does it mean to be malfested? It's extremely hard to define, for the resulting phenomena are so varied. There are those who undergo monstrous transformations, while others look no different from ordinary humans at first glance. In addition to humans, some animals have experienced transformations as well. Common traits of the malfested include heightened fighting instincts and violent tendencies. Some become beasts, hungry only for slaughter, while others use strategy to entrap powerful foes. But they all slip into towns and cities, seeking blood under the cover of darkness. Sometime after the evil seed, the Azure Knight Nightmare appeared. Rumors said he possessed Soul Edge, and his string of indiscriminate murder seemed to agree with this. Personally, I was also interested in discovering this knight's true identity. I then received news that the Aval organization had encountered him and were defeated. It intrigued me that there seemed to be someone in their organization deeply interested in the evil seed.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that's where he's mentioning Aswell, though, because Aswell was, you know, a fucking dick and was really interested in that. But, yeah, you guys will see Libra of Soul. Let's see, if I get this stream immediately edited and uploaded today, then that would mean that you would see it on Friday. The very first episode. So...
While Soul Edge has appeared constantly throughout history, Soul Calibur's whereabouts are still shrouded in mystery. In time, I lost interest and gave up trying to search for any traces of it. But after resuming my search later, I found that it had been taken to a temple in the east at some point. With it were taken a staff able to absorb all manner of energy, and a mirror capable of purifying evil. These sacred treasures were used to create Soul Calibur and amplify its power. No one knows what had happened to the Guardians of the Spirit Sword, but they must have met with ruin, losing the Spirit Sword and their other treasures. As for the temple, it later became Ling Sheng Su, a famous martial arts dojo that worshipped the Spirit Sword and the other weapons as the three sacred treasures. But now the Spirit Sword is no longer there. The evil seed deeply affected Ling Sheng Su, and most likely caused it to attract evil energy. Its martial arts students were soon overcome by madness and battle. Therefore, no one knows what happened to the Spirit Sword. Only one student of Ling Sheng Su survived. While the survivor didn't possess Soul Calibur, there was clearly merit in looking into him. What powers did he possess? What could he accomplish? I was deeply intrigued.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Still kind of tired, so I apologize, people. But even so.
I only started writing this tome as a pastime. But in order to give it a clear perspective, I must reveal my identity. I was once one of the Guardians of the Spirit Sword. The precepts of the Guardians were very strict, one of which stated no Guardian may ever touch Soul Calibur. But in my younger days, I failed to properly suppress my urges. When the others discovered my designs, they broke my arms and banished me. Amid my despair, I searched for a way to survive. What I discovered was the art of reincarnation. After a long period of training, I mastered the contained within this lost wisdom. I reincarnated myself over and over again, and became an entity that could transcend generations. At first, I didn't realize the price I would have to pay for eternal life. For every time I reincarnated, I experienced the pain of death. It felt like my soul was being crushed. It is hard to put such pain and suffering in words. Indeed, I hadn't managed to completely escape death. No matter what one may accomplish in life, death remains inescapable. My bodies have lain in countless graves, but my soul will never rest in peace. So it was that I came to yearn for the final eternal death I could never have. Such desire began to corrupt my everlasting life. Gradually, I began to seek out death itself.
Yep, and he never gets it. Although, if he wins in Soul Calibur 4, then he, like, becomes a normal immortal. He doesn't have to keep going through the process of reincarnation.
That was 1,000 years ago. My desire for death was at its peak. That longing for true death led me to even take hold of Soul Edge. Wisdom, power, battle lust. In those days, I felt I could do anything. But when it was over, I was forced to confront just how prideful I had been. As a puppet of the cursed sword, I kept fighting to my last breath. And for what? I fought in an age of endless war that spanned the world, all to establish a certain dynasty. That is all I'll say on the matter. I've lived as every type of person. Old, young, man, woman. But I've never felt as much joy as when I wielded that power. However, not even the cursed sword could free me from the chains of samsara. And so I died, and was born again into this world.
Yeah, actually, that word, samsara, I like it as a name for a person, but I don't really know what it means. I'm gonna look it up real quick, actually. What does samsara mean? Oh, look at that. Zasalamel story's over, too. Okay, well. Now we're going back here. Because, yeah, Geralt's story is actually pretty good. The cycle of death and rebirth to which life in the material world is bound. Oh, that's like a perfect name for a character in Dark Souls. Because of the fact that you just keep dying over and over again. Alright, no rest for the butcher. This'll be fun. And the problem is it has to actually load stuff. Again, there's a problem with the loading times for the Soul Calibur game. And I really still problems in the online mode, which I've only done, sorry, but on the online mode, I've only done, like, private lobby battles with my friend Eric. We have tried to stream it before, but...
Witchers are known as warriors with unusual powers, the slayers of monsters and fiends, and eliminators of other forms of devilry. One day, the elite witcher Geralt took on another contract, his task, to subdue a sorceress. The now aged woman, though ever strange, had been greatly respected, yet in recent years, rumors had spread that she was dabbling in the dark arts. She had achieved prominence as a researcher of planes, but if she were to call forth a demon from another dimension, It could have grave consequences. Accordingly, she was a threat to be assessed and, if found guilty of iniquity, a threat to be contained. In search of the truth and prepared to mete out punishment as necessary, Geralt made his way to the ruins of a citadel standing amidst marshlands.
So, that's why I'm here. To check if these suspicions, accusations even, are true. See these you've summoned, and if you have, to stop you, punish you. That's the contract.
Well, no, you're pretty
Tell
honest
me,
with the client.
Witcher, do you know what I've studied all these years? The magic, the skill?
Planes, passages between them. Heard you're an expert. Pretty tricky for someone working on their own, gotta admit.
And you? Do you also label me a heretic?
No. Don't get me wrong. Got no reason to suspect you of anything, yet. Just want to talk.
My greatest wish was to access a different plane.
Right. Got that much, I think.
But that is not to say I ever wish to commune with, let alone summon demons and spirits from other worlds. Through rifts into other dimensions, I explored the possibilities, sought another plane. I was but a fisherman casting a line. And then it happened.
What happened?
A response. A strong one from something powerful in a place altogether elsewhere. Bold you are, Witcher, even to venture here. If you wish to see if my studies deal with demons, why, have yourself a gander!
What is this?
You're being teleported, Geralt. Clearly.
Head's pounding. Where the hell am I? Some sort of passageway between planes? What's at its end? Another dimension? Whatever it is, sure doesn't sound pleasant. Huh. Don't try me. Really not in the mood.
Now we've got to do battle. You know, actually, there's an unblockable attack that Geralt does that half the time I seem to freeze up at because I don't immediately recognize that it's that for some odd reason, even though I recognize other people's unblockable attacks and able to stop them. Yeah, that one.
No holding back. Let's dance.
Yeah, it's over.
Now take my steel. Ever fight a Witcher? Guess not.
Of course he hasn't. He's a being from another dimension. Witchers probably don't even exist there.
Damn it. Got away. No ordinary beast, that. Good to know my silver sword works, though. Medallion won't be much use. Got too much to sense here. Huh?
Nope, you're just being teleported now. More than likely. The witch had been telling the truth. She had indeed detected waves from evil seed released by Soul Edge. Geralt found himself traveling a path that connected two worlds, eventually setting foot on unknown soil. Though he didn't exactly receive a warm welcome upon arrival, he managed to escape safely to a place that seemed familiar, yet somehow different from the Carmore Inn he knew. I forget if I read these in all the other Soul Chronicles, so...
Other planes exist. How about that? Kaer Morhen. Sure brings back memories. No way this is real, though. Some sort of mad exactly like I remember.
You appear to be from a foreign land. Or am I mistaken?
Something strange about you. Let me guess. Sorcerer?
Some may call me that. However, I have mastered the use of weapons.
Place seems full of people just looking for trouble.
Yeah, now I have to fight against Zasalamel. See that? Zasalamel doesn't have anything that he does in his own story. He just comes to fight the Witcher.
Down you go! I knew it! Get a grip! Leave! Stay down! Stay down!
Come on. Nope. Not. Also, anyone who complains to me while I'm fighting about me controlling or knocking out of the ring, I try to do that a lot because my one friend complains all the time. You know, Eric, that I mentioned. So, fuck off. I don't want to hear your complaints either, by the way. Sorry if that sounds mean, but I'm just saying. When I do try to probably start doing online rounds for stream, then I don't want to hear shit.
Leave your hope in shreds! Fight!
I tend to use up a lot of Geralt's magic and soul charge when I'm doing this. I'm playing as him, or playing as a character that has this style. Which is actually something that still surprised me that they're allowed me to use guest character styles in this game. Because I haven't done that at all in any of the other games. Which I guess makes a lot of sense when you think about, like the Star Wars characters.
Interesting. Now I see what power you hold. It appears my plans will have to change a bit. To think it would be possible to travel between worlds. Fascinating.
Someone sent me here. I'll be sure to tell her how you feel. Long as I actually make it back to my own world, that is.
Forgive my discourtesy. Pleasant journey, stranger.
Every which way you turn here, you get a skilled warrior, including that last one. Could get in some good practice. No, got things to tend to. Pressing matters.
But yeah, his entrance into Libra of Souls mode, which whoever watched it, you know, the video, the 3 viewers, they got a good look at my character, so they know how he appears, and it's awesome. Geralt didn't feel at home in this new dimension, magic was not commonplace, no one was being attacked by monsters, and there were no other Witchers in sight. Yep. Well, I mean, there still are monsters, but they're malfested.
Strange as all hell, this place. They seem to believe in magic, but refuse to practice it. Should have enlisted that guy's help. Might have been a real sorcerer. Preparing potions will be a pain. Huh?
There you are!
You again? Get teleported here against your will? Believe me, I know the feeling.
Repeated, boss battles. I'm pretty sure Dardigan's the only guy who does that on GameSins. I don't really watch the other GameSins channels. Well, there's one that I've seen a few of their videos of, but otherwise... It's just Dardigan for me.
Last time in!
invincible armor, right. Forgot about that.
Mistake. Big mistake. Battle 2. Fight!
Also, my friend complains about me taunting sometimes, too. Whenever I win a battle. I'm sorry, we just have the option to taunt. I just want to use it. It's not an insult. It's not meant to be an insult.
Last time in. Down you go. Let's dance. Let's dance.
So he dodged both of them. Wow. I suck. I'm really not that great at Geralt style as much as I wanted to leave it. My friend's better at him.
I will kill you!
Teleported all this way, and I'm still killing monsters. No rest for a Witcher. Won't do me any good, though, hunting beasts out here. Just not supposed to be here, plain and simple. Gotta get back to my own world.
Indeed. But yeah, he like kicked my ass as Geralt a couple of times yesterday when we played again. Was Geralt stirred by thoughts of the Yennefer and Ciri back home? Who knows. Regardless, he began to look seriously into ways he could return to his world. His investigation led him to a place where the powers seemed to converge, causing a gate known in this world as an astral fissure to appear sporadically. This gate could be the quickest route back to his own world, he surmised. I don't think it's gonna work.
Seem to be places of power in this world, too. Marshes, mountain-bound vales. Source of the power could actually be in another plane. Speculation of that sort's best left to mages, though. Gates appear where enough of the power accumulates. Know that much. But whenever I get too close... That
Berserker!
Sorry, not of this world. Don't know your customs. So have a taste of my own special welcome.
Still though, like every time I see that I'm fighting against a Berserker, I just think of that one town from 1997 but the guy who voices Guts. You know, like he just randomly starts singing to fucking Tosca, that's it. And you know, he goes like, my love for you is like a truck. Berserker. It's just so funny.
Down you go. What the heck? Bring up.
Seriously?
Battle 3. Fight. This is a shot. Let's go.
There.
Stay down. Got your number.
Oh, come on.
Fight. Down you go. Stay down. Let's dance.
Go.
Final battle. Fight.
Wish we could have access to the malfested variations of the maps. That'd be nice.
Got you now. How about this? Not yet.
There we go. That was close. Also, it's really hard to tell the difference between Geralt's costumes. Just slightly.
Damn it. Every time I approach, gate spawns more of those creatures, then shuts again. Need to keep it open somehow. Should probably find someone skilled in magic. Well, this is just great.
Alright, but I really would love to see the malfested variations of some of the maps appear in the actual, like, versus mode and everything. Though rumors of magic came from what in this world was called the West, Geralt's instincts told him there were more practitioners to be found in the East. Choosing to follow his gut instinct, he found himself deep in a stone cave in the Himalayas, which turned out to be the home of a master swordsman. It was said the old swordsman had lived there for generations. But yeah, there's a slight coloring difference with Geralt's costumes that I didn't immediately recognize.
Looks like a place of power. So where's the damn gate?
What is it you seek, stranger?
You must be that old man I've heard about. Got a favor to ask of you.
Is that a friend of yours?
No. In case you didn't notice, we don't exactly get along. Freaks around here really seem to love me.
I will kill you!
Yada yada. Let's get to it. Show you how a Witcher does things.
Also, why is it that Dead Mouse is a featured channel on Twitch right now? Like, I just noticed Dead Mouse is... Someone has named themselves Dead Mouse. I don't know if it's actually the Dead Mouse or not.
Let's go.
But just still. Yes, you can. You really just lost there.
Fight. Down you go. How about this? Stay down. Come on, this isn't for sugar.
I had to move back from the side because I didn't want to cause the game.
This isn't for sugar. Not quite. Ready to end this? This isn't worth it. Get away!
Wow, I actually broke his armor that time. It's no longer invincible. Alright, but yeah, there's like a slight color difference on the gauntlets and the boots that I noticed before.
So, that's how I ended up here. Listen, there a gate around here that connects to other worlds?
As you know, the gate to astral chaos sometimes opens unexpectedly. But to open a gate to another realm, you would need to utilize the power of the sword locked deep within astral chaos.
Go on.
Simply opening the gate will not be enough. You need a signpost that definitively points the way. It needs to have a strong connection to where you came from.
Phantasmal Kaer Morhen. Gotta be it.
If you open the gate at the right place and at the right time.
All sounds good. Except, well, I'm a stranger here. Sure you're allowed to reveal such secrets to me?
I believe I can trust you. One learns a thing or two after years of brutal training to sharpen one's skills to their zenith.
Thanks for the help, old man.
You should know, it is a perilous way. There is no room for error, and you may even fail through no fault of your own. I know not whether I should encourage such a gamble.
Worth a try, far as I'm concerned.
Very well. I shall teach you a secret ritual for eliciting the power of the spirit sword, Soul Calibur.
And that's how he's gonna get back home, because Edgemaster knows all. And I find it, you know, very specific that Edgemaster appears not just in Geralt's story, but also Mitsurugi's story, because what's gonna happen now? Well, you guys are about to see. Geralt returned to the Phantasmal Karamorin, intent on opening the gate to his own dimension using the power of Soul Calibur. However, just as the gate was set to open, he was confronted by an unwelcome visitor who, for some reason, he felt a strange connection to.
We finally meet, Geralt.
Like a dog.
Geralt.
Not interested in fighting you. Plain as that.
You cannot escape me. We settle this now.
Fine. Your funeral, then. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Still, Mitsurugi just loves to get into fights with people. And that's why he seems to be stuck fighting against a bunch of guest characters in, like, ads, promotional material, and, of course, the main story here, and the fucking cover of the game. Seriously, Mitsurugi. Chill your fighting bone.
We shall see what a witcher can do.
Strength doesn't need to boast.
Ready, Geralt?
Really?
Right before your eyes. Time to die.
Ow. Also, something I like, the flames actually will go through the guard. So, like, they'll do some shade damage.
Time to end you.
Oh, shit.
Depart.
That's a bit excessive, isn't it, Mitsurugi?
Can't stand. You're done for.
Still, though, Raid Shade's voice is in Soul Calibur 6, and Raid Chase is Noctis, so I was super surprised. At first I thought that he was supposed to be Dio with Paddle Sights, but it turns out that's not the case, which I guess I should have noticed because he has the same voice as Soul Calibur 5.
Depart.
Okay.
This life. The end.
Except it's not. Oops. I like the funny that Geralt just has a fun side stuff that you can do.
See that? I am not yet. You're a stubbornness.
Yeah, he is.
Let's dance. Stand up. Now take my steel.
Not your lucky day.
Wow, he survived that?
Mistake. Big mistake. You really are strong. Fight. Ready? Get it. Stay down. Get ready. Get ready. Time to end you.
Uh-oh.
Depart.
He's doing it again.
The end. How about this? Ready?
This nuisance
Wow,
really has
that's-
taken a shine to me.
That totally sounds like something Eric would say, though. Because he doesn't like, whenever I ring out, he's like, nope, you didn't win.
Sorry, gate's about to open. Party ends now.
What? But I was just getting into it!
Had a worthy opponent in you, no two ways about it. Love to finish our fight, but, well, Witcher duties call.
So, you are returning home? Very well. Come back anytime. I'll be waiting.
So long, Samurai. It's been emotional.
You don't sound emotional when you say that.
Been one hell of a ride, but it's almost over. Finally. Great. Now just need to get through the damn gate. Let's do this. Sri Vasu Svaha. Ah! Am I back?
Witcher! As I live and breathe, you have returned.
Head feels like it's gonna explode. Mind keeping it down?
Forgive me, my methods were a bit harsh. However, at least now you know I am innocent, no? How was the other world? Do tell!
Well, it'd take some time.
Then step over here and make yourself comfortable. Would you care for some fine wine?
Warm welcome. Nice and all. But as I see it, you owe me a lot more than that.
Is he gonna ask her to sleep with her? Is that what's going on? Yeah, probably, knowing him.
The names of the warriors whose fates were bound to the two swords have been etched into the very fibers of history.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like that ever happened in Zasalamel's story. He didn't get a fin, unlike every other character. Probably because he doesn't do any frickin' fighting in his story. He just sits around writing in a journal. Oh well. Alright, but yeah, I do have to actually play through the Witcher games. I do have all three of them on my laptop, but I think I'll only be able to play through the first one, maybe the second one on my laptop, but I do also have The Witcher 2 installed onto the Xbox One, and we do have The Witcher 3, I think it's Game Gear Edition on the Xbox One as well, somehow. So, yeah, I'll have to play those games eventually, but the only reason I haven't is because I've been doing other major playthroughs like Shadow of War. So, I'm gonna have to wait on that. I should really try to finish that up. Maybe I'll stream some more Shadow of War today. Maybe I'll stream some more Soul Calibur. Maybe I'll stream some more Mass Effect. There's a lot of games I can stream today. I'm thinking today is gonna be a stream-worthy day, so... But yeah, that was the two things that I didn't... that I needed to restream. And, yeah. I'm gonna stop the stream for now and get this uploaded to YouTube, so that way I can actually upload more Soul Calibur content, specifically get the Libra of Soul playthrough actually started for a change. And yeah, if you guys have enjoyed, be sure to do the usual accolades, like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitch if you haven't already, and if you didn't like this, it's not going to make that much of a difference to me. So thank you all so much for watching, I'll see you next time. Peace out, Spartans.